Please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another updates from my YouTube channel. Hello friends, so today I'm going to talk about how we are going to build and deploy our Spring Boot application with Mongo DB on Azure environment. Okay, so let me present my PPT here. So I'm going to explain what is Cosmos DB and how we are going to secure our database secrets with Azure Key Vault, guys. So here, if you want to work with Spring Boot with MongoDB, so in the Azure environment, we have to use the Azure Cosmos DB here, okay? And under the Azure Cosmos DB, like there are a couple of database APIs are available, like MongoDB, Cassandra. Okay, I'm going to explain what are the APIs will become under the Azure Cosmos DB here, and so how we are going to secure the database secrets by using the Azure Key Vault. Also, I'm going to explain here. So if you want to work with Spring with Azure Cosmos DB, we need the following things. So Azure Cosmos DB and Azure Active Directory and Azure Key Vault. So first of all, like what is Azure Cosmos DB? Azure Cosmos DB is a fully managed NoSQL database for modern application development. It is a single-digit millisecond response times and automatic and instant scalability, guarantees speed at any scale. Application development is faster and more productive, so it has to be thanks to trunky multi-region data distribution, so that is available anywhere in the world. So it support like open source APIs and SDKs for popular language as well, guys. So this is like trunky distribution management. So if you observe here, so we have like multi regions are available anywhere in the world in the graph, if you observe here. Okay, and what are the benefits of Azure Cosmos DB? Low latency guarantees at the 99 percentile. Okay, guaranteed speed at any scale, and fully managed and cost effective. Trunky geographic distribution, so that is nothing but transparent multi-region distribution, and elastic scale. So from thousands to hundreds to thousands of millions of requests will be handled. Okay, that is elastic scale. And coming to like low latency guarantee means like so it will read and writes for 99 percentile under like 10 milliseconds. Okay, and guaranteed speed at any scale, that is like so 99.999% availability for reads and writes. Okay, fully managed and cost effective, so that means like it is fully managed. Okay, so you should not bother about how it's going to be managed Azure, and that is the benefits of Azure Cosmos DB, guys. It's going to support like couple of database APIs. The first one is Core SQL. Okay, so Core SQL, and we have Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB API. So if you want to work with MongoDB, you can use the Azure Cosmos DB, and Cassandra, Azure Table, and Gremlin Graph. So this is a Graph API. So if you want to deal with Graph API, you can use Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, so before I'm going to explain about Azure Active Directory, so let me create Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, so you can log in into your Azure portal, guys. So this is my Azure portal here. Once you log in, so just click on here, and here you will find Azure Cosmos DB. Just click on that. Here you will find the button Azure Cosmos DB account, create Azure Cosmos DB account. Let's click on that. So here we need to select the subscription and the resource group. So this is my subscription, and let me create or like let me select existing resource group. Okay, so if you doesn't have like any resource group, just create by using this button. Okay, you can just provide the name and click on OK. It will create the new resource group here. And account name, okay, Azure Employee DB. Okay, and so here, as we discussed, like you will find like couple of APIs here: Core SQL, Mongo DB API, Cassandra, Azure Table, and Gremlin Graph. Now I'm going to use MongoDB here. Let's click on this MongoDB API. Here you can choose the location. So whatever that region group location is there, so that same location you can choose here. So I'm going to take East US, and we have version. So let's click on review and create. So it's going to be validate your details. Validation is success. Let's click on create. So it's going to take like couple of minutes, guys. In the meantime, we can discuss what is Azure Key Vault and what is Azure Active Directory. So Azure Active Directory. So Azure Active Directory is a Microsoft Enterprise cloud-based identity and access management solution, guys. So this is IAM solution. So Azure Active Directory Enterprise Identity Service provides like single sign-on and multi-factor authentication to help protect your user from 99% of cyber security attacks. And so it's going to be backbone of the Office 365 system, and it can be synced with on-premise Active Directory and provide authentication to the other cloud-based system via the OAuth protocol. If you guys like observe here, so here we have Azure Active Directory. So it's going to be provide like simplified single sign-on. Azure Active Directory supports thousands of pre-integrated softwares as service applications. So if you want to integrate with Office 365, or like Google Apps, or like My Day, Workplace, Box, Canvas, so you can use Azure Active Directory here. So that is the advantage of Azure Active Directory, guys. And so before that, so if you want to work with like Azure Active Directory, we need to know some terminologies, guys. So let me explain. So basically, so we need to know, so what is Azure tenant? So a dedicated and trusted instance of Azure AD that's automatically created when your organization signs up for a Microsoft Cloud Service subscription, such as a Microsoft Azure, so Microsoft Intune, or like Microsoft 365. And Azure tenant represents a single organization. So let's say that you have an organization, so you want to be registered with your Azure Active Directory. So basically, so it's going to be provided like the tenant ID. So that means like that's a single, it represents like single organization. So we have like two types of tenants, single tenant and multi-tenant. So Azure tenants that access the other services in a dedicated environment are considered as a single tenant, whereas multi-tenant like Azure tenants that access the other services in a shared environment across multiple like organizations that are considered multi-tenant. And after that, so here we have a Azure AD directory. Each Azure tenant has a dedicated and trusted Azure Active Directory. The Azure Active Directory includes the tenants, users, and groups and applications, and it is so these are like used to perform the identity and access management functions for a tenant resource. So you should know, so what is this tenant and Azure Active Directory, guys, before you are going to use Azure Active Directory. So here my deployment is completed, so that is Azure Cosmos DB deployment is completed here. So let's click on go to resource. So here you will see like the connection strings information, all those stuff here. So whatever that language you are using, so you can choose that language and you can copy the connection string from here, guys. And so now I'm going to create Azure Active Directory. So let's click on here. So here you will find like Azure Active Directory. Let's click on that. So if you guys observe here, so here you will find like tenant ID. This is my tenant ID. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to register my application here. So what you need to do is here you will find the application registration. Let's click on that. And here you will see like all applications, owned applications, deleted applications, all those information. So I don't have any applications here. So whatever that registered applications are not available here. So I'm going to register now. So by using new registration, so here we need to provide the application name. Okay, so I'm going to give some name here, Spring Azure Demo. Okay, so it's going to be supported like couple of account types. Okay, so single tenant, as we discussed, multi-tenant. Okay, and any Azure Active Directory multi-tenant, but I want to use single tenant here. So, and after that we have a redirected URI here. So here you will find like couple of options, web and single page application, that is SPA, but I need web here. Here provide some redirect URL. So I'm going to provide localhost 8080. Okay, that's fine. So let's click on register. So registration is completed, guys. So if you guys observe here you will find like application ID. So that is nothing but our client ID. Let's copy this and open your notepad. Okay, so here we have application properties for Spring Boot application. So here we will find like client ID. Okay, let's paste our client ID here, and after that, so we need client key as well. Okay, this is the client key. So how we are going to get the client key is, so I'm going to explain here. So here we have a certificates and secrets. Let's click on that, and here we have a client secrets. Let's click on new client secret. So provide description name of your client, guys. So I'm going to provide Spring Azure. Okay, that's fine. So here you will find like expires. So when it's going to be expires, in the 3 months, 12 months, or 18 months, 24 months, it depends on the requirement. You can choose that and click on add. Okay, so here you will find like couple of things. One is like value and ID here. Okay, so whatever that value here, so you can just copy this value. So it's once you navigate to this another screen, so this value will be hidden, so you can't see this value and you can't copy this value. Okay, so that is the reason I'm going to copy this value, and this is the client key, guys. Let's copy client key here. Okay, and let's go to overview. So here you will find like tenant ID as well. This is my tenant ID. Let's copy this tenant ID here and let's paste here. Okay, so our client ID and client key and tenant ID is ready now, and we have a pending items Mongo DB and the database and the Mongo DB name and database URI. Okay, that is connection string URI. I'm going to explain that one as well, guys. So Azure Cosmos DB is ready, and after that Azure Active Directory also is ready. Okay, so let me present my presentation here. Okay, okay, and what is Azure Key Vault? Azure Key Vault is a cloud service for securely storing and accessing the secrets. A secret is anything that you want to be tightly control access to, such as API keys, passwords, and certificates or cryptographic keys like that. So what is API keys? Basically, like if you want to be secure like your virtual machines, you can use the API keys. And coming to the passwords or secrets, like so if you want to secure like your database username and the password, you can use secrets or passwords here. And coming to the certificates, if you want to install any certificates in your machine, so you can use the certificates here. Okay, and coming to the Azure Key Vault, basically Azure Key Vault services supports two types of containers, vaults. Another one is HSM pools, that is like hardware security module pools, guys. So coming to the vault supports like storing the software and HSM backed keys, secrets, and the certificates, whereas like managed hardware security modules like supports like only HSM backed case. Okay, so I'm going to create the Azure Key Vault now. So let's open our Azure portal here. Okay, go to home directory. So here you will find the key vaults. Okay, here I already created like couple of key vaults, but existing one not required. I'm going to create the new one. Let's click on add. So here you will find like the subscription information, the resource group name. So I'm going to use the existing group, and key vault I'm going to use Spring Azure demo 1. Okay, and East US, and pricing tier is standard here, and soft delete is enabled. That's fine. Okay, let's review and create. So it's going to be validate. Okay, let's click on create, guys. So it's going to take like couple of seconds. Okay, so it's done, guys. Go to resources. So here you will find like key vault details, whatever that resource group that you have selected, and the location and the subscription information and the subscription ID. Okay, so this is my key vault URI. So we need this key vault URI. Let's copy this and come here. So let's paste here key vault URI here. Okay, and we need to create the secrets. So we want to secure our database username and the password by using this key vault, guys. So here you will find like keys, secrets, and the certificates. We need secrets. Okay, so before that, let me copy that connection string. So go to this Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Employee DB. Okay, and so here we have connection string. Let's click on that. So here you will find like whatever that host name and the port number and username and the password, and we have like the connection string as well, primary connection string and the secondary connection string. So just copy this connection string. Okay, and come to our key vaults. So our key vault is Spring Azure demo 1, guys. Come here and let's click on secrets. So here you will find the plus symbol, generate or import. So click on generate or import here, and here you will find like so the upload options here. So manual or certificate. So manually I'm going to create the secret. So here you will provide some name here. So I'm going to provide Spring Data Mongo URI. Okay, so let's enter the value, that is connection string. So here we have like content type. So this is optional, and after that if you want to provide like some activation date or like expiration date for this secret, so you can provide here. So by using this date and time. Okay, so I don't require here. Let's click on create. So it's created successfully, guys. Okay, so let's open this, and here you will find like the version, whatever that current version is there. So you can find the version value here. Okay, so if you want to change your connection string, so by using new version you can click on that and you can provide the new value here. Okay, so if you click on current version, you will see the secret identifiers. This is the secret identifier, and after that the activation date and expiration date also you will see here, and here the secret secret value. Okay, so this is hidden, guys. So if you click on show secret value, it will shows that value. Okay, and so here come to this version, and here so we need this. Okay, so secret name. Okay, this name we need here. Okay, so let's provide that name, and okay, and the database name, so whatever that Azure Cosmos DB instance name, so that is the name, guys. Okay, I will copy that one also. So before that, so here keywords are ready now, and if you see here we have access policies. Okay, so basically if you want to access our Azure Active Directory by using these keywords, basically we need to provide some access policy here. So what we need to do is we have to create one secret policy. So here you will find like add access policy. Let's click on that and configure from the template. Okay, if you want to configure from the template, so you can provide. So here if you want to provide like secret or like certificate management or key, so you have to provide whatever that configuration is required, you can provide that configuration here. So the key permissions and the secret permissions, so these are the permissions, so like get, list, update and create, import. Okay, so you can check this based on your requirement. And we have like principal, that is service principal. So let's click on selected. Okay, so basically we need to select Azure Spring, yeah, Spring Azure demo. This is the Active Directory. Okay, so let's click on that. Okay, it's selected, guys. Select and add. Okay, so that's it. You can save this. So whatever that application that we have listed in the Active Directory, that we have provided that access policy inside this keyword, guys. So that's it. And so go to our Cosmos DB. Okay, Azure Cosmos DB. So this is my instance name, Azure Employee DB, guys. Okay, so let's copy this and come here and provide the database name, Azure Cosmos. Okay, Azure Cosmos DB. And if you go to this data explorer, so here you will find the data. Okay, so these are the collections. We don't have any collections, that is the reason it haven't shown anything. Okay, uh, now so we need Spring Boot application, right? So let me create one Spring Boot application, guys. Let's open Spring Initializer. Okay, let's take Azure Spring Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, so we need few dependencies, that is web dependency, and so we need embedded Mongo database, not this one. So we need Spring Data. Okay, Spring Data Mongo DB, and we need Azure keyword. Okay, that's it. You can generate this project and you can import into your IDE, guys. Okay, it's imported successfully. So let me open my project here. Okay, so first of all let me create one model class, guys. So inside the model package I'm going to create employee model class. Okay, so if you want to work with Spring Lombok, okay, so I'm going to use Spring. Okay, we need to add Lombok dependency, guys. I forgot to add that one, so let me open my pom.xml file. Okay, Lombok. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, now let me use Lombok data for setters and getters. Private string name. Okay, and now we need one repository, guys. Let me create. So let's annotate with repository. That's it. And we need one controller. Finally, let's take controller package. Inside that, I'm going to create employee controller here. So this is post mapping, and let's add some endpoint here, that is employees. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. And now let me add so our controller also is ready now. And finally we need application.yaml file, so that we have created earlier. So let's copy this and go to our resources directory. Let's click on new file, so application.yaml file. Okay, let's paste here. Okay, so it's ready now. Now let me start my Spring Boot application here. Yes, it started this application. So if you guys observe here, so it's connected to Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, and let me open my post man, and this is my body, guys. Okay, I have some ID and the name. So let me post some data here. So it's successfully posted, guys. So let me use some other data as well. Okay, it's inserted successfully. Let me get it by using get mapping. Now we are able to see two employees here that we have inserted earlier. Okay, so it's working perfectly, guys. And go to our Cosmos DB. So let me refresh this collections here. Okay, so here we'll find like Azure Cosmos DB. Inside that we have a employee collection. Inside the documents, so you will see two documents. Okay, Sufyan and Salman. Okay, so that's it, guys. So it's working perfectly. So if you like this video, please go ahead and like this video, and if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks.